And we're live.
Mommy, did you start the shower? No. Deacon.
Deacon? Come on. Reagan.
What? No, you did it all by yourself.
Oh boy. It's a two-man show tonight, inmates. Just me and Stevie Wonder over here. He's not wearing glasses because he thinks he's too cool. He's actually blind as a bat right now because he just had eye surgery.
Yeah.
So don't be a dick.
Yeah, I should have these glasses out by Tuesday, that's for sure.
Tuesday?
Yeah, hopefully by Friday.
This coming Friday.
Yeah, like 2 days.
Nice.
3 days Friday.
No Monica this week. Who is it? It's Breezy. Hey, Breezy.
Hey, Brianna.
Breezy, have you seen Billy Club? Who's that? Oh, Monica's in the house. Monica, will you look at this guy? He's too cool for school all of a sudden. He just had eye surgery is the problem.
There we go.
Who's that?
Should have.
No, you haven't? You could probably watch it. It's not that scary. It's not that scary. Do you think it's too scary for Brianna?
No.
It's not that scary, Brianna. It's got a really cool baseball bat. Kill weapon type of a thing. It's got like spikes on one side and like a switchblade thing that pops out. So you could stab him or bash him or go crazy with this goddamn thing.
How was work, Monica?
Yeah, Monica, what the hell, man? Do we need to have a talk with your boss or what the hell? Everything is scary to me. Hell yeah. She's fine. All right.
Shell's in the house.
Shelly?
Yeah.
My favorite truck stop waitress. Shelly, you know I love you, but when you get mad, it's hilarious. It's the best thing ever. She gets all fired up on Wicked Wednesdays. She's like, you know what? Fuck that guy. All right. Shall we get this party started? You guys ready to talk about Billy Club? Is that a Hail Satan? Hail Satan, Alan.
Hey, Alan.
I've been told what?
I've been told this before.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. All right, gang, let's get into a little Billy Club here, shall we? I can't reach the mouse, god damn it. Get rid of that. Move that over there. Has anybody seen Billy Club from 2013? Anybody at all, other than me and Buddy, obviously? No? Billy Club sounds like the name of what? A girly? A gay bar? That would be an awesome gay bar. Go to the Billy Club. You can't read that, can you? Buddy is blind as a bat this week. And without Monica here to read the comments, I'm gonna do the best. I can kind of see him on the screen, but...
Monica says, moms with kids always complaining about starting work early, so we work later. And then Billy Club was awesome.
I did like Billy Club. It was...
Yeah.
What do you like better, Blood Junkie or Billy Club?
Blood Junkie.
Blood Junkie. Just for nostalgia, I bet. Mm-hmm. All right, let's get into this movie here, shall we? That's right, inmates. We are talking about Billy Club from 2013. This one got 5.5 stars on IMDb. It's written and directed by Drew Rosas. Remember this guy?
Drew Rosas?
Drew Rosas of Blood Junkie fame. Mm-hmm. This guy's got to be like a Milwaukee favorite, right? Yeah. He's like the padded room of Milwaukee, I think. Except more successful. Because I can tell you right now he's more successful because he actually gets the chicks to take their shirts off.
Oh, yeah.
In the movies. That's something I've yet to attain. I tried really hard. Nobody wants to take their shirt off for me. To include my wife, but we'll get into that later. So it stars the usual suspects. You got Aaron Hammond and Marshall Caswell and Nick Summers coming back. So if any of you guys got to actually watch Blood Junkie, you'll recognize a lot of this cast. Unfortunately, this one isn't as nostalgic as Blood Junkie. This one takes place in 1995,
Right.
which is still kind of nostalgic. But there's really nothing in the movie that says 1995 to me.
Just the cars.
Yeah, and they're all pretty beat up anyway, so it's fine. We start off in classic Nightmare on Elm Street fashion where we get to see our killer actually building his murder weapon. In this case, it's a baseball bat. A pretty kick-ass one, too. Standard Louisville Slugger nails a bunch of spikes into one side and then hollows out the shaft and puts like a switchblade thing in there.
That was pretty.
So he can just comes right out of the top like a big spike. He can stab you with the baseball bat, or he can bash you with the spike end. That's versatility, buddy, is what that is. I like that in a murder weapon, you know?
Yeah.
If I run out of bullets, I want to be able to bash you in the face with it.
And stab you with it.
If I could, yeah. I mean, I'll take what I can get in the murder weapon department. I would also like something that I could possibly change a tire with later if I have car trouble. You know, you got to think ahead, buddy.
Negan should have took notes.
That's what he should have done. All right. I think he's making fun of me because my beard is gray. Can you see this, inmates? This is all gray right here. It's coming in nicely. It's just the wrong color. All right, it's No Shave November. I'm already sick of it. So that's pretty cool. We get to see this guy building his murder weapon. From there, we cut to another guy doing some research via microfiche or fish, whatever you call that. That film stuff you get at the library when you have to do a report on something from a long time ago. I think it's microfiche. Alan says, gray beards are badasses. Well, thank you very much, Alan.
Nice.
I appreciate that. Anyway, he's going back to 1995 and he's looking at a certain series of newspaper articles. So what we have is like the first, if I'm gathering this correctly, this entire movie is told via flashback from this point forward. Because we go back to 1995 and we see a guy drinking in a bar. He gets drunk, he tells the bartender to fuck herself, and then she throws him out. He goes out, staggers out into an alleyway where he gets murdered by this baseball bat wielding individual. Now this guy's all souped up also.
Yeah.
That part I thought was kind of silly.
Yeah, like the hockey mask.
Well, it was like a catcher's mask, but it had like a weird face plate cover, and like you had the two googly eyes looking out at you. And then he had like the umpire's chest protector. It's very baseball centric, which I don't think really translates well to horror. But, I mean, the baseball bat is cool. The rest of that getup, he had like the catcher's knee pads on. He looked like a
Oompa Loompa.
You think an Oompa Loompa? No, he looked like a big guy. He looked like a very ghetto Iron Man. Like,
very ghetto.
like if Tony Stark had to build the Iron Man suit out of just things he found at the thrift store, this is kind of what it would probably look like.
Yeah. Alan says Jason was originally going to wear a catcher's mask.
That would be dumb. Then you could see his face right through there, right?
Yeah.
Well, you probably see this guy's face, except he had the piece that goes over.
Yeah.
Which most catcher's masks do not have. They just have the big padding all the way around. Anyway, he follows this drunk guy out in the alleyway, and then he kills him with the baseball bat, and then we cut to somewhere else. Now we're in, I think it was Twin Rivers, Wisconsin.
Sounds about right.
Something like that. Some kind of rivers, something. There we're going to pick up with a stranger rolling into town and going to the local watering hole. We also meet the bartender at this local watering hole, a very attractive young lady. I believe her name was Allison. So our stranger rolls up. He's a, I don't know, probably late 20s type of a dude. Pretty athletic looking. Looks like he, did some squats at some point.
Yeah.
Goes in, orders a beer from our bartender, and shows her his ID. And this is where we meet this guy's name. Or we learn this guy's name. His name is Bobby Spooner. Now, here's the thing. And then we're going to get some more flashbacks here that go even further back to 1981. So what happened in this town was apparently Little League Baseball is a huge deal here in Twin Rivers, Wisconsin. So this Bobby Spooner kid was like the big all-star of the Little League team in 1981. Now, he left town shortly after losing the big championship, the Little League championship. And the reason why he left town is because there was a tragedy/massacre that took place with the Little League team. So what we're learning through these flashbacks is that the coach and 3 kids were killed, and they were like positioned. Their dead bodies were like positioned on a baseball diamond with like their mitts in the air or something.
Yeah,
it's what
weird.
Yeah, kind of like an impalement thing, but
Baseball bats holding them up.
yeah, it's weird. So that was what happened, and then they blamed one kid for the massacre, guy by the name of Billy Haskins. Okay, so that's what caused Bobby to leave town. Now he's back, and apparently this super hot bartender was also on the Little League team too, co-ed team.
Co-ed, yep.
So that's cool. She's super hot. She's like, "Oh my God, it's Bobby Spooner." She's like, "It's me, Allison. Look, I got boobs now." That's an actual thing. She actually said that. She's like, "Look at these."
It was a very awkward conversation.
Yeah. Hey,
Like he just stared at her while she said it.
you're a
She's
grown woman.
Right.
You, most of you do have breasts, I believe.
Yeah.
Anthropomorphically speaking. So, strange. Pretty soon these 2 losers walk in, Kyle and Danny, and they are fresh off the softball field, and they're high-fiving each other, and, they just won the game, and after you win a softball game, you got to go have a beer, too. Mm-hmm. And these guys are a couple of turds, right?
Yeah.
What I mean, it's Nick Summers, who we'll recognize as Greg Wilson from Blood Junkie, but now he's got like the Freddie Mercury mustache and the long hair, and his buddy Danny has like a weird, like a white guy fro thing,
Yeah.
but he had it like back in a do-rag kind of a deal.
Yeah, it's weird.
It looked uncomfortable. It looked like that would hurt. Anyway, these guys are losers. They go there and they, of course, start mercilessly hitting on Allison, the bartender. And she's like, "Hey, look at this guy. It's Bobby Spooner." So what we're gathering here is that all 4 of these guys, well, 3 guys and 1 chick, were on the same Little League team. Mm-hmm. And from the looks of it, life hasn't really gone on past Little League for these winners.
Yeah. Yep, there they are.
There they are. And all they have to talk about is their Little League adventures. That's Wisconsin for you right there, buddy.
Yeah. Some good times.
Telling you, you gotta get in there in the Little League, and then I guess that's it.
Yeah, it's memories.
Yeah, that's all you got. After that, your life sucks after
Right.
after Little League. So just leave and never ever go back, I think, is what you want to do. Mm-hmm. Anyway, they're back, so they're reminiscing and pounding beers and stuff. Apparently, right outside of this bar is a baseball diamond. So naturally, since they're reminiscing about baseball, they go out there and have like a weird. It was like a 2-on-1 game, but then Allison got off work, so she went out there and played ball with them, and they're hammered, so they're like
spinning their head
spinning on the
baseball
bat, and they're like doing piggyback rides around the bases. They're regular ass clowns. At one point, Allison tries to steal home, and Bobby is trying to block her, so she jumps on top of him and puts her boobs in his face, which is that means that they're gonna fall in love, buddy.
Yeah,
that's baseball
that's how
love.
it starts.
It's baseball love, buddy. So if I'm the catcher and you're gonna steal home, I'm just gonna let you go. Just go. I don't want but I don't want your boobs in my face, and I definitely don't want to fall in love with you, sir. So just go. You scored. Congratulations.
All right.
No, not happening. All right. So that's all well and good. And then after they, I guess, get tired or whatever, they sit down in the bleachers and they start reminiscing about the coach and the massacre. And we find out that this is actually the 15-year anniversary of the weird Little League baseball massacre thing that happened. So they get this wise idea that they're going to commemorate the memory of the coach, who was kind of a prick, looked like, by going to his cabin in the woods. Now, this is interesting. Number one, how do they know what? Okay, they get to the cabin in the woods the next day, and they know exactly where he keeps his spare key.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that at some point the coach took all of the little leaguers to his cabin in the woods?
Yeah. Interesting.
I'm starting to understand why the massacre took place,
Right.
or may have. It must be a Wisconsin thing.
I wonder if there's videotapes in there.
I'm sure there was. I'm sure they were very unsavory. I think if Coach Fredericks, or whatever his name was, had stayed alive, he would have became Freddy Krueger.
Oh, yeah.
Coach Fredericks Krueger.
There you go.
How about that?
Yeah.
And then instead of having a razor claw, he would have had a gnarly baseball bat.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine where that's gonna go,
Yeah,
buddy.
What do you think of them apples?
Think about that. He can't see a thing. He cannot see a fucking. Look at that. Nothing. Blind as a bat. All right. Anyway. So that's kind of weird, but whatever. I'm writing this off. They go out there, and right about now, we're going to cut to another young lady. Now, apparently, it's Halloween as this is happening. Mm-hmm. So this young lady, who is somebody else will recognize from Blood Junkie, she was the hot chick that took her shirt off and got nailed in the back of the old station wagon. She is getting ready to go to a Halloween party, and she's got her sexy little minx cat outfit on. Pretty soon, our friend in the baseball uniform shows up and kills her with a baseball bat.
Yep.
We do not get to see her boobs this time, but we do get a flashback. We find out she was on the baseball team also. What's Alan talking about?
This don't make no damn sense. Dude's been dead 15 years and he still has Cabin in the Woods?
Yeah, you're right, Alan. And I mean, whatever, dude. It's Billy Club. Baseball Little League murders. Alan, flaming skeleton on a motorcycle. You know what I'm talking about. All right, so anyway, she gets killed. Then we go back to the cabin where these four now? Three. Or four. There's four of them. They're partying up, and it's all good. From there, we go back to another part of town where we see a fat guy order a pizza. Well, now this is an interesting thing. I never thought about this. The pizza delivery guy. The pizza delivery guy was on the Little League team. So he gets called to deliver a pizza. He takes the pizza to the fat guy that ordered it. The fat guy comes out in his boxer shorts and he's like, "I didn't order no damn pizza. Get out of here, fucker." And the guy's like, "You're a big fat bastard. You clearly ordered this pizza." And the guy's like, "I didn't order no damn pizza." Ha! So the delivery guy's like, "All right, whatever." And he turns around and starts walking away. And then the fat guy's like, "Wait a minute. You give me half off that pizza?" And then the delivery guy's like, "No, fuck off." And he throws the pizza at the fat guy's door. It's an interesting scam, though. And I wonder if that would work.
Well, the pepperoni slide.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh,
yeah.
oh, well, pizza, the pepperoni." But I mean, like when I used to bartend, I had like two different pizza girls that were just pizza delivery people, and they would get like, "Oh, we didn't order that." So then they'd drive around to various bars and stuff and ask if anybody wanted a pizza for $10 or so.
Right.
And we would
Just to
usually
sell it.
Yeah, just to get it off their hands. So I wonder if that scam would work.
Just throw it at him?
No. When the pizza guy shows up, be like, "I didn't order a fucking pizza. Go away." And then as he's leaving, be like, "All right, I'll take it for half off." You think it would work?
What?
They're probably used to that by now,
Yeah,
I
it's
would say.
Wisconsin.
It is Wisconsin, no. And it's apparently 1995, so anything goes in Wisconsin in 1995. All right, so the pizza guy throws the pizza at the door. That was pretty funny. And then he takes off, and then he gets run off the road by a guy in a big truck. And then our baseball killer guy gets out and murders the pizza guy. All right, that's scary stuff. Now we're going to cut back to our cabin in the woods. This is a weird cabin. It's like a one room situation. It does have a bathroom, but it's not like in the building. It's a separate building. You got to go outside to go take a shower. So they're in there. They're having a great time. Nighttime rolls around, and they're like, "You know what? We got to go send our coach off right. Let's go to the cemetery and see the grave." It's the middle of the fucking night, man.
Yeah.
First off, did you ever play Little League Baseball? How many teams did you play on? How many years? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember.
I played.
I was little.
Yeah, I played. I could not tell you one person on my team or the name of the coach.
Yeah,
I can tell you the name of the team. I played on the Yankees. That's it. That's all I got for you. You remember any of your coaches?
Nope.
Any of the other players?
Nope.
Who gives a fuck about Little League? These guys are all into it, man. You got to move on with your life. Jesus. It's Little League Baseball. All right, anyway.
I think we were called the Red Barons.
Are you sure that's not the place you went to after the game?
No, it wasn't there.
Whatever. All right, so...
Speaking of pizza.
Oh, I'm getting hungry all of a sudden. So that's kind of weird. They get halfway to the cemetery and they get pulled over by a cop. Now they're all hammered, mind you, as they should be. And the cop, what's up with this cop, man? He looked like a cross between Jigsaw and Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, I was thinking Doc from Back to the Future.
A little bit of that in there. Yeah. There's something's wacky with this fucking cop, dude. He's probably, what do you think, like 60s, 70s? Mm-hmm. And he pulls him over, and of course Bobby's driving, so
big
he's
old gray fro.
Yeah, big gray bushy thing going on. Pulls Bobby out. He's like, I think there's alcohol in here. So he gives Bobby a breathalyzer test, which he fails, obviously. And he's like, okay, you're coming with me. I'm going to put you in the drunk tank till tomorrow. So he takes Bobby out of the car, takes him back to the police station, and lets the other three go. Now, this part is really weird because you have Kyle and you have Allison. Mm-hmm. And then you have Danny. Danny's like, fuck this, I want to go back to the cabin. And Allison and Kyle are like, no, we need to go pay our respects. So Danny just drops them off and leaves them there at the cemetery and drives back to the cabin by himself. What kind of fucking dick move is that? Look, I get it. I'm in no particular mood to be in a cemetery in the middle of the night, but I'm not going to leave my friends there. I'll hang,
Right.
I'll be here. You guys go have fun. Come back to the car and then we'll drive off when you're done. Mm-hmm. Not this guy. He's like, peace out, homies.
Yeah.
And that had to be, it looked like it was at least a couple miles away.
Right.
Because they start walking back. They're not back there until the next morning. So they had to walk all fucking night to get from the cemetery to the cabin again.
How rude.
What a dick move. That is a dicky thing to do. I don't care if you are scared. So, what do you call there? Allison and Kyle go to the cemetery and they start pooping around. They go to the old the grave of the coach there and they find it's been dug up. Like, what the fuck is this? It's not like, I mean, it's dug out, but you can see the casket down at the bottom. So Allison makes Kyle jump in there and open the casket. Mm-hmm. He does that. Casket's closed. Bum, bum, bum. Maybe the coach wasn't dead. All right, so that's kind of freaky. They're like, oh, what's going on? As they're leaving, they have this little conversation about, oh, you know what we did. We shouldn't have done that. Are you in any way remorseful? And Kyle's like, no, it was an accident. We were just messing around. We were just kids. And we're going to get some more flashbacks here. And these flashbacks are pretty fucking silly, kids. Mm-hmm. So this is something that we learned throughout the movie, but I'm just going to lay it all out here for you right now. So what happened was they lost the big championship game that was right before the massacre of the Little League team. Now, after they lost the game, but before the massacre, they blamed the loss on one kid in particular, a kid by the name of Billy Hastings or Haskins? Haskins or Hastings. Like so they took the kid, and this is a really weird thing to do. They ripped the sleeves off his shirt, gagged him with one sleeve, tied his hands behind his back with the other sleeve. Then they found themselves a random dunk tank in the middle of the night. Dunk tank, not a drunk tank. Where you got to throw put the kid on the platform and you try to hit the ball and then it dunks him in the water. Apparently they just have those willy-nilly in Wisconsin, one on every street corner or something. All over the place. And they're open 24 hours too, oddly enough.
No adults are...
None whatsoever. You at least put a fucking life vest on this kid. So somehow they get him in there. And they set him up there, and he's like, no, let me go, it's not funny. And then they all take turns throwing the softballs at the target to dunk him in the tank.
They're all terrible.
They are. It takes every single goddamn one of them to do it.
Yeah, I think every one of them, that's probably why they lost.
Yeah, well, it was Bobby. Wasn't Bobby the one that actually hit it, or was it Allison?
No, it was Allison.
Allison was the only one that could hit the fucking target.
She was the last one.
Yeah. I was babysitting, so me and kids parked the neighbors. They told the pizza guy they didn't order any pizza, and the pizza guy kept saying, but it was you guys, and yelled at the pizza guy, peeking out the windows the whole time. So apparently the pizza scam can work. Right, Monica? You tried the pizza scam? Very well. Very good. Hungarians. You see what they do? They come up with all these ingenious schemes to get
Hungry Hungarians.
Hungry Hungarians. A new board game coming to you from the Padded Room Network.
Hungry Hungarians.
Unfortunately, they're all vegan now, so you have to feed them carrots and sprouts. Shit.
Cheese pizza.
Cheese pizza. So they got Billy in the dunk tank and they're throwing the balls and none of them can hit the goddamn target until Allison pops up and dunks him. So he can't swim because his arms are tied behind his back and he's too short, so he's below the surface of the water. And the kids are like, okay, let's let him out of there. But then the dunk tank gets stuck.
Yeah, it's like it's locked.
It's locked. How the fuck did they get him in there to begin with? Oh, whatever. So naturally, the kid, the other kids start to panic and they're like, "Oh shit, we gotta go!" But then this creepy old caretaker guy shows up, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get that kid out of there. He's gonna drown." So he pops the dunk tank open and washes the kid out, Billy out, and has to give him mouth to mouth and revives him. Mm-hmm. So he's good. They didn't kill Billy. That's a good thing. Unfortunately, apparently after that, Billy went on the killing spree, causing the massacre of the Little League team. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, at least we know how and why that happened. And now we have a good finger to point at who the guy in the catcher's mask might be.
Right.
It's going to be this Billy Hastings individual. Mm-hmm. All right. So from there, we're going to cut to Bobby Spooner, who's now in the drunk tank back at the precinct there. He gets they put him in the drunk tank with this crazy old guy. And if you're really paying attention, you'll notice that it's the same crazy old guy from the flashbacks.
Yep.
I think that dude was related to Gary Busey.
Maybe.
He had some choppers on him. Mm-hmm. Big set of teeth on this guy.
Yeah.
We'll call him Jerry Busey. That's why I get the big bucks. So this guy's nuts. He starts ranting and raving in the drunk tank, and eventually he puts Bobby in a chokehold, and Bobby has to scream for the guards. The guards come and get him, and they put a pretty good beating on old Jerry Busey there. Bobby gets out the next day. Unfortunately, it has taken Kyle and Allison the entire night to walk back to the cabin from the cemetery. So it's now the next day. They're still walking. Cut to Danny, who's back at the cabin. He got there sometime the night before. He had a bunch of beers and he was talking to himself. And then this random dude shows up and goes into the cabin and starts looking around. Danny is freaked out, so he hides under the bed. This guy comes in and he makes a quick phone call and then he leaves. It's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
Danny pops out and he's like, "Oh, okay. Well, that was weird." So he just goes to sleep, and then he wakes up the next morning, and he's starving. So he goes through Allison's purse and finds a bunch of little chocolate bars, and he eats 3 or 4 of them. Naturally, those are what we call party chocolate bars, if you understand what I'm saying.
Not laxatives.
Not laxatives. Phil the Laxative Man was not present in this movie, Monica. He's probably at Monica's house getting ready for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's right.
Stocking up on laxatives. So... now he's tripping balls, obviously. He's running around in circles and screaming at himself and stuff. He goes and gets some bolt cutters and cuts open a random shed around this cabin where he finds a quad, a 4-wheeler. So now he's tripping balls. He gets on the 4-wheeler and just takes off into the woods, just as Kyle and Allison are getting back to the cabin there. They're like, "Whoa, what the hell happened? Where's Danny going? I don't know, but he's going in a hurry." So they go inside and they see all the wrappers where Danny has eaten the psychedelic chocolates, and Allison's like, "Oh my God, he ate all those things. They're laced with mushrooms." And Kyle's like, "Whoa, what?" So she sends Kyle after Danny. So that leaves Allison there alone in the cabin. Danny's out 4-wheeling around, screaming at trees and stuff. Kyle takes off after him in the truck. Mm-hmm. Allison's like, "Well, that was fucking interesting." She's like, I'm gonna go take a shower now. So she goes out to the other, the bathroom area where she realizes that there's somebody already in the shower. She peeks her head around the corner. She realizes it's Bobby, who is now out of the drunk tank, and he's taking a shower, and now she's gonna have sex with him. And that
why not?
Almost happens. It comes pretty close. We get to see this young lady's boobies, and they are not bad.
Not bad at
She's
all.
got a nice body on her. That Erin Hammond. Keep an eye out for that one. So they start, they're in the throes of almost having sex, but if you're paying attention, you'll see Bobby shirtless also, and you'll see that he's all bruised up, like on the back and the sides and the ribs. That's going to come into play in a minute. So from there, unfortunately, Kyle comes back because he can't find Danny, and he puts a cock block on this whole bathroom floor sex situation.
Yeah.
So this is where it gets a little weird right here, a little ambiguous, because Kyle's acting all butthurt, and he's like, "Fine, you're gonna have sex. Just go ahead and fuck each other then. I'm gonna go look for Danny some more." And Bobby's like, "Wait, no, hold on. That's my truck." So Bobby gets dressed really quick, and he hops in the truck with Kyle, and then they both go looking for Danny. Now we're gonna cut to Danny. Danny is going like full speed on the quad down these mountain trails. Naturally, he runs afoul of our baseball killer, who pops up, and then to make a long story short, there's like a little cat and mouse thing where Danny's flying on the four-wheeler, but he's not paying attention, so he smacks his face into a tree trunk. And then the baseball killer beheads him with the axe bat thing. So that's kind of cool. So now we're going to go to Kyle and Bobby, who are out looking for Danny in the truck. They follow the tracks of the four-wheeler until it goes to where a place where the truck can't go. So they stop, and they're like, "Okay, let's get out and let's go." And then Bobby's like, "Yeah, we should definitely get out." And then out of nowhere, Kyle just grabs Bobby and starts kissing him. Bobby's like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 hey, easy, there." And then we get this stupid.
You leaned in.
You leaned in. You looked at me. I'm not gay. I'm not gay. You leaned in. This goes on for like 5 minutes. I'm not gay. You leaned in. And Bobby's just going, "Oh, what? Ah." And he's like, "Fine, you're not gay. Just, let's just go. Let's go find your friend, for fuck's sake."
Awesome.
Oh, God. All right, so they take off. They go down this little mountain trail thing. They get separated. Well, actually, they kind of have like a weird jealous lover spat kind of a thing where Kyle's like, "I told you I'm not gay." And he's like, "I know, but just don't kiss me again, for fuck's sake." And then they kind of go their separate ways.
Drop it.
Yeah, all right, gotcha. God damn, man. They go their separate ways. Kyle actually makes it to like this weird pond area. He sees something floating out in the pond that resembles the sweater that Danny was wearing. Like the weird poncho thing. So he's like, "Oh my God, Danny, I'm going to save you." So he goes swimming out there, and he finds, of course, the dead body and severed head of Danny. So he gets up, he comes back to shore, and then our baseball killer is there waiting for him. Big cat and mouse thing. Kyle makes it back to the cabin, and where Allison is still kind of, chilling out. He's like almost there, but then the baseball killer grabs him, throws him on the ground, and then like bashes his face in with the crazy axe thing. Allison sees the whole thing. She has a gun. Yes. She's watching this happen. She has a gun in her hand as it's happening. Makes no attempt to save Kyle.
Why?
I mean, apparently the bonds of Little League Baseball don't run as deep as we thought. Fuck that guy. He didn't tip at the bar that I work at, so right there.
He should have been the one that duct tape.
Yeah, fucking asshole. Look at that mustache. He's gay. He's clearly gay.
Yeah.
I knew he was gay the whole time. So, I'm not saying gay people deserve to get bashed or anything. I'm just saying.
Or that they have mustaches.
Or that they have mustaches. I'll be right back. So that's pretty gnarly. Now that's happening. Allison pops out of the cabin. The killer sees her, and then we get a cat and mouse game with them. She goes running into the woods. Now we're going to cut back to Bobby, who's just kind of like walking around trying to find anybody. The baseball killer pops up behind him and chokes him out. Okay. Now we're going to cut back to Allison, who's still trying to... They're like lost in the woods at this point, pretty much. She stumbles onto the weird pond area where she realizes there's a chain coming out from like out of the pond and it goes into the ground. And then there's like a home plate random home plate in the middle of the dirt. So she brushes it off and realizes it's actually like a hatch to some kind of an underground cave tunnel situation.
Yeah.
So she goes down there and starts poking around. The first thing she sees is the skeletal remains of Coach Fredericks, who apparently was buried in his coach's windbreaker and hat and whistle.
Yeah.
All right. Apparently there wasn't much to that guy other than Little League either. Weird, like chain pulley contraption going on.
Really weird.
Yeah, it had like a gear thing, and then the chain went up and then out of the ceiling and then outside and then down into the pond. So she hits the release on this thing and the chain starts spinning. She goes up to the surface to see what's going to come out of the pond. And basically what this dude has done is rigged up all the players in his Little League team, like in a baseball diamond formation, underwater in the pond. So when he hits the quick release, they all raise up out of the pond with their gloves in the air.
Clever.
And they're all, it's the fucking carpentry
Yeah.
on this guy. He could have had his own DIY network show or something. Build yourself a grizzly monument in under 2 weeks. So that's what he's done. He's he's got the hot chick in the Halloween costume. He's got the pizza guy. He's got the guy from the bar. He's got all these dead bodies, and he's rebuilding his Little League team here. He's also got Danny without a head out there. All that fun stuff. And she's like, oh my God, look at all those dead guys here in the fucking lake here. Jesus. So pretty soon, our baseball killer shows up again and starts chasing her around. She takes off in the woods. Now it's nighttime. You can't see a fucking thing out there. But apparently, this particular stretch of woods has like a random miniature golf course and batting cage amusement area right in the middle. Which is wildly out of place, if you ask me. But again, this is Wisconsin. So
Why not?
who the fuck knows what's going on up there? D, Patty, what is this? What's going on? I don't understand it. Anyway, she manages to duck into there where she reconvenes with Bobby. And Bobby shows up and he's like, hey, Allison, what's going on? Oh, the killer is out there. I don't know. And then they kind of, separate, or they get separated somehow. And then the killer shows up again. But luckily this time Allison has come around a corner and hit him with a tree branch and knocked him on his ass, knocked him out cold. So she's like, I got you now, you fucker. And she takes the mask off him, and we realize that our baseball killer is actually Bobby.
What?
The guy that she almost had sex with on the gross bathroom floor. So she's like, what the fuck? And then we get like a whole other flashback sequence. We find out that Bobby Spooner was actually the first guy to get killed in the bar. The guy that got kicked out of the bar, that was actually Bobby Spooner. This guy, the guy claiming to be Bobby Spooner, was actually Billy Hastings. And he just took Bobby's ID and has been parading himself around as Bobby Spooner. And then we get this whole other flashback, Billy going through treatment and getting, sentenced to this mental health facility. And he's carving all these weird drawings underneath his bed, and he eventually escapes because one of the nails in his drawer came loose, and then he got out and started killing these fuckers and
Branding them.
Branding them. Was he branding them or branding himself?
No, he was branding everybody he killed because that was the number of their jersey.
Yeah, I thought he was putting it on his own, like his own chest.
Oh, was it his own? I thought he was doing it to them.
You're probably right. You can't really tell because all you see is like a skin and then.
Yeah. How's it go?
That's the smoke that comes off. Anyway, so that's the big reveal. He gets up and then he chases her some more. Again, she outsmarts him and manages to lock him inside a batting cage. And then she's like, I got you now, you fucker. And he's like, no, don't let me out of here. I love you. And she's like, you're not even Bobby Spooner. You're Billy Hastings. And I'm really sorry for what we did to you. But it's a fucking dunk tank. And you lived. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
I spent 8 hours in a wall locker once. I didn't kill anybody for that. I would have loved a dunk tank. I could have used a dunk tank after that 8 hours. Tell you what, I was ripe. Yes. So anyway, enough about me. So anyway,
The club's away from you.
So that's the big reveal. She leaves him in there, and she's like, "No, I'm calling the cops, you fucker!" And she won't let him out of the batting cage. So she hits the start on the pitching machine and goes hauling ass. So he's like sitting there and he's giving himself a pep talk, and then he rips his own sleeves off and ties himself to the back of the batting cage and starts letting the balls hit him in the face. And he's spitting out teeth, and he's like, "You got to take one for the team, pow!" And that's pretty much the end of your movie.
Yeah.
Man, what did you think of Billy Club?
I liked it.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Wasn't a bad show.
Yeah, not bad at all.
I don't think it was on par with Blood Junkie, but it wasn't bad. Which one?
good.
What came first, Billy Club or Blood Junkie? Blood Junkie did.
Blood Junkie.
It's not bad. Monica, what did you think of Billy Club? Are you still on here? Buddy wears his shades at night. He's blind. He's blind, Monica. He just had surgery on his eyeballs. He can't see a fucking thing. He had zero horror news. He can't even read anything. I have to read the goddamn comments this week. So it's not a bad show. Low budget. I didn't see the ending coming.
No.
I thought it was going to be either the coach or the Billy Hastings guy, which I guess it was, but I didn't think it was going to be the Bobby dude. So that is Blood. What does Monica say? I think the first part was the best. First kill. Yeah, the one in the alley. Yeah, right outside the bar. That one was pretty dope. I think probably most of the kills in the special effects in this were actually pretty low budget.
Yeah.
Because you see like a lot of people falling and then him hitting something on the ground and then the blood coming up. Yeah. And that's a kill for you, I suppose.
The shank wasn't too bad.
Who got shanked?
Don't remember, but I remember going whoosh right out.
Maybe it was the pizza guy.
Might have been the pizza guy.
Not a bad show. You can find this one on Amazon Prime, inmates, if you're interested.
On YouTube.
Is it on YouTube?
Yep.
It's on YouTube also. Or I think it's on Tubi TV. If you have a Roku box, check out Tubi TV. They actually got some pretty good horror movies over there. Yeah, that's it for Billy Club. I was talking to Dee about this. She's going to try and get Drew Rosas on the Horror Hose podcast. I would love to pick this dude's brain.
Right?
See what's going on with this guy. He's like a Wisconsin export.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, inmates. We're going to take a little break. We'll come back with some other stuff, huh?
Good show.
Good show. Jolly good show, oh boy. Well,
any questions?
Questions, comments, concerns? I went black on black this week. What do you think of this? I got a new tie. Is it too black? I look like a gangster right there. Look at that. Boom. No?
I don't know.
Is the tie? This guy's blind. He can't see anything. What am I asking you for? Next week we're looking at the 2004 Dawn of the Dead remake here in Wisconsin month. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be like the highest budget movie we've done this month.
Right?
Yes. Is there any other Wisconsin horror movies we need to look at?
Can Daly make a bat like that? Jesse won't make me one.
She probably could. I don't know if she would make one for you, Monica.
Right.
You know, you get a little fired up here at the house sometimes.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey,
Alan.
happy Thanksgiving, Alan. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have a new episode of Wicked Wednesdays tomorrow morning. Look forward to that. I forget what their topic was, but you'll have it first thing in the morning because it's Wednesday.
Yes.
And it's a Wicked Wednesday. This guy's falling asleep. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Inmates. Look at this guy. He doesn't even know where he is right now. He thinks he's at home, for Christ's sakes. Hello, Wolf Creek. Oh, that's right. You're right. Oh, that's right. They had Tim on.
Oh, yeah.
They had Tim on Wicked Wednesdays. That's going out first thing in the morning, Shelley. So
Alan says horror country out of Wisconsin.
Is that a movie? Is that a movie, Alan? Horror country? Okay. I don't know. All right, inmates, thank you for joining us. We'll see you again next week.
Yes.
Another live thing.